Welcome to Sage Audio. Today we're talking about how to make clear vocals, but first, if you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us at sageaudio.com to receive a free mastered sample of it. High pass filter and gating. The quickest way to add some clarity to your vocal is to combine a high pass filter with a gate tailored towards vocals. The high pass will attenuate any aspects of the vocal that are causing plosives or unwanted rumble, and the gate cleans up the performance. Although this seems somewhat basic, these two steps are often overlooked, but can have a big impact on the clarity of your vocal. When setting up the high pass, you may want to use a linear phase mode to avoid phase changes, but use your ears to determine what's best. When it comes to the gate, it's important to utilize a range function. This will ensure that the attenuation isn't too drastic. Subtract low mids. Low mids, especially in a vocal recording, can greatly reduce the clarity and perceivability of your vocal. Typically, these frequencies are between 150 and 4 or 5 kilohertz, and are masking or covering up higher frequencies around 2 to 3 kilohertz that would otherwise provide clarity to your recording. By slightly to mildly attenuating these frequencies, you reduce the effect of masking and end up with a cleaner and clearer sounding vocal recording. Usually a bell filter with 3 dB of attenuation is a good start. Additionally, if you make this band dynamic, this will help to retain the low end when it isn't too dominant. Excite high frequencies. Exciting high frequencies is a great way to add clarity to any instrument, including your vocals. By exciting higher frequencies, you're creating high order harmonics, which both makes your fundamental frequencies more easily perceived due to some psychoacoustic effects, and amplifies your vocal's high frequency range. To make this happen, you'll need to use an exciter that can target just the high range of the vocal. Luckily, most exciter plugins already target high frequencies. Additionally, you can use a multi-band exciter like the Ozone 9 exciter to target the exact range that you want. Compress to bring the vocal forward. Compression with automatic gain is a great way to bring the vocal forward and to control the perceived level of your vocal. If you compress heavily, but in a way that reduces unwanted artifacts, you can cause relatively transparent compression that still greatly increases the clarity of your vocal. The FabFilter Pro C2 has a preset that covers this idea pretty well. Notice that the attack is super quick, meaning that the compressor will capture the entirety of the vocal signal. Additionally, we're using a soft knee to cause more compression and a fast release to retain detail. Lastly, the automatic gain increases the amplitude of the quieter, more detailed aspects of the vocal. Amplify high frequencies. Amplifying the high frequency range of an instrument or vocal is probably the first solution someone would use when trying to add some clarity. Equalization is probably the most powerful tool in audio processing and can be used in multiple ways to make a vocal sound clear. The easiest would be to amplify 2 to 4 kilohertz on the vocal with a bell filter, or maybe use a shelf filter starting around the same range. If you're equalizing a vocal bus, you can attenuate this range on the side image as well. This will make the more powerful aspects of the vocal stick out. Lastly, some dynamic equalization can create a more unique sound. Use bright reverb. Bright reverb effects are one of the many ways that engineers create clear vocals. This is especially true in rap tracks in which the vocal needs to sound crisp and upfront. Bright reverb both causes the vocal to sound bigger and amplifies the high frequency range, causing clarity. To accomplish this, you can use a reverb plugin that includes some form of equalization like dampening or an EQ. If your reverb plugin doesn't have this functionality, you can create an aux send and amplify the signal either before or after the reverb effect. Limiting your vocal. When mixing a vocal, limiters aren't super common, but they can greatly add clarity to a vocal by controlling its dynamics while reducing the amount of artifacts found with heavy compression. When limiting a vocal, be sure to compensate for the gain changes that will occur. I'll use Elephant by Voxingo to show some of the ways that limiting can affect a vocal. First, I'll push the vocal higher using the gain and then compensate for it by reducing the ceiling or output gain. I'll increase oversampling to reduce unwanted distortion, as well as open up the mode editor to control aspects of the limiting that will change the timbre of my vocal. If you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us at sageaudio.com to receive a free mastered sample of it. Also, subscribe to stay up to date on all of our latest videos. Thank you so much for watching.